be namna we be sana say na wo den dem pa na wo pesa we me say wako reality shows me ade na aspire to do it again and I'm so he
offered to support my music career as a man would support his partner.
Stephen, he said, oh no, I will help you. Sir, if there was a contract you're signing even for a second, for a minute, for an hour, for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year, talk less of 5 years, sir. I dare him to bring that contract. Number no be who say contract na mene then Ishon ye signing I dare him to bring that contract. There was no contract of any kind whatsoever. No verbal. It wasn't no verbal, no paper, nor of conduct.
Outside people who say you are managing me, but that is not it. In fact, at a point, me catch and say yempe bibinian signing.
I even told him at a point to bring a contract, so we signed. But he told me categorically that he didn't offer to help me professionally.
Say, you said it so many times, not once, not twice, not thrice.
Right, and you heard Ishan stating that she never signed any deal whatsoever with her former handler, Stephen, and that for her, they were working together towards a future as husband and wife. But that's not all. She also, disclosed that Stephen demanded an amount of 120,000 Ghana cedis, 1.2 billion cedis old currency, in exchange for her social media, accounts, specifically Instagram, Twitter, and iTunes.
So why don't you give my thing to me, or simply change the names?
I don't think you can change it.
You can change it.
That is why
then
the details has been changed, but the handle itself can
yes, so he told me, say, no, that he could change it. In fact, may try to imagine my music but I'm going to see aga. Until Gamro and Crawford and Nekasa for a while, I'm going to say, and I'm still winning what.
I went to Gamro and told them about my situation. They spoke to him and he concluded that I pay an amount of 120,000 Ghana cedis for my Instagram, Facebook, and one other account.
For the Instagram account and then Facebook, and
120,000.
Mintia says he can and Sana. Why am I Steve?
This is account no other channel.
Account of Minfanchen.
Nana Bruno.
Cecilia, meaning Nana Blue, so name who be because
I can't tell if Nana Blue is aware and approves of him using my old account to promote her. But if she's a smart girl, she'll know that whatever he's doing to me today will be done to her in the future.
A criminal, and Miffy regional office. Police said
I've reported the case to the police headquarters, and they forwarded the case to the cybercrime unit.
Also, me about it to be. I'm sure say I'm obeying.
And George, indeed, when you go on Instagram and search for Ishan online, you realize that all her pictures has been deleted and replaced with Nana Blue's pictures, and but the name Ishan online, which is verified, is there.
It's still there.
And for those of you who are wondering who Nana Blue is, they should paint a perfect picture of her. Nana Blue, yeah. Alright, so she's the lady that her cover for Kofi Kinata's Things Fall Apart, went viral some time ago. So yeah, that's Nana Blue. But we had a response from Ishan's former manager and fiance Stephen. Dr. Pound spoke to him on Heads Gallery and asked him about the social media account situation, and he had this to say.
I created this account myself. When I met Ishan had an account. Miss Ishan. And I felt more I need to my own account that I can use to promote her. So that's what I did. So once she was leaving the contract or the arrangement that we had, she said she wanted to have it. So if you want to have, I already gave her the Twitter, which is in the password. So if you want to have the Instagram, the IT, the digital platform that is it possible you could? It's not like it's possible. Can you take it amount? Why the man?
Also, you were charging Ishon online. Don't chase more now.
No, it was all the digital platforms.
Okay.
Instagram, Facebook, that I created.
Rough amount.
See, I will not remember exactly, and I want to be exact on the whole aspect. I sent a letter to the invoice to Gamu, so there's an exact amount. Okay, I would be happy if you could let me tell you the exact amount, but I've heard also for 120,000 Ghana. I would be exact and say it can't be true. But anyway, I'll check it and let get back.
Okay.
So, you heard Stephen confirming that indeed he charged Ishon for a certain amount of money. He wouldn't confirm if it was indeed the 120,000 Ghana cedis, but he did charge a certain amount of money for all her social media accounts.
It's interesting.
But he was also asked if he indeed dated Ishon, and in the course of him, answering that question, it got quite interesting at a point. You want to take a listen?
If you go back to some of the interviews, you would get to hear whether that is the case.
This is the chance. Real showbiz. Simple.
Bro. You see, again, it's not my way of doing things, destroying stuff. No.
But I can't say hold on.
I would rather be happy. I would rather be happy. No pressure on that.
If I wish I would do for no, who thinks say, oh, move Bob Brana my name, Mamari. Sana Mishia Stephen Nelson, maybe you do my thing.
Malaria, and I don't watch you,
So yeah, he wouldn't confirm if indeed they had an amorous relationship together. But on the heels of the story, artist manager Bulldog says he will sleep with any female artist he manages, and he explained his statement to Sammy Forson on the Drive Time Show right here on Joy 99.7 FM.
For me, when I heard the Sean and her manager's case, I don't think there was anything new or any extraordinary, because I know that was going to happen in the first place. Listen, I cannot do that. Any female artist I manage, I will sleep with them.
Hey, Bulldog!
Bulldog! Yes,
that's a serious matter.
Yes, I will sleep with them, because listen, the first and foremost, you see, I believe in talent, and my belief in talent is beyond the regular. I want to be like the talent. I want to mimic the talent to be able to push them. That, for me, it is highly spiritual.
Okay, Bulldog, so you are stating it boldly that you, Bulldog, if any female artist comes to you to manage her, you will sleep with her.
Oh, yes, I will.
Mona,
yes.
You said you wanted to sing some time back, eh?
No, hell.
Because I wanted to introduce you to Bulldog.
No, not
he's a choir manager.
Not a chance.
See where he has gotten to taking Shatawale to that level.
Not a chance.
You manage you nicely.
Not a chance.
You manage all of you.
That's okay. I'm well.
You and your entire family. Let me also welcome Uncle Kennedy, who's joined us in the studios. We're waiting for the rest of the lads, Sadiq Abdullah Abu, who's bringing Sunrise today, and of course, the man from the mountains, Uhuru, bad man, Kwame Achimambeko. Uncle Ken.
Yes, George.
How you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Alive and well. We're blessed. Did you enjoy the Patience Yako interview?
I missed it.
Oh, you did?
Didn't know she was coming on.
Yes. That was a surprise. You'll be pulling surprises like that from time to time.
I just got here at the tail end of the
conversation.
So and you were saying goodbye to her, so I didn't want to at the time you were saying goodbye, I didn't want to disrupt
that moment.
If I had been here earlier and I'd have had one or two questions
to ask her. That's all right.
She seems a lively person.
Very lively person.
Yes.
Very lively person. Yeah. Very lively person.
Anyway, in case you just tuned in this, Uncle Ken.
Am I supposed to
react to? No, it's a major topic. So we're not discussing the issue at all. Yeah, we're going to speaking to the manager. We hope he won't run away from this interview.
Right. So if you just tuned in, this is Showbiz this week with me, Noella, Karen, Yali, and it's basically a wrap of all the showbiz stories you missed out on during the week. So
So what else is in the news?
Enjoy. Well, in other news, Shatta Wale has finally sacked his militants.
Oh dear.
Don't know about you, but the story, really made me sad. And he confirmed it in a Facebook Live address, and I brought excess.
1 sec. Let's get that.
At the of Natalie, John 77. I sacked them before January or in the middle of January or something. Long time. That's when I give them a pass and they go. But they did a group pages inside. Then they will put some nonsense songs inside like it is me I write for them. And I don't want that dent to be on me. I don't want that image. Because the kind of things I tell them say, hey, at the self, you sharp, joint, you sharp, Natalie, you sharp, Katan, you sharp. Make you people do song, make the fans feel proud of you. At least people go to get some of the fans, make them to support your music. They need to go get money for talk. Boys say they know they understand. You are the self where you know the feel right there. You feel gang up. If they play beat for you, where you know the feel enter. You feel gang up with George 77, Natalie, Captain. Every time say one don't they fan fool you people. That's why I mean somebody tells you somebody even get talent, but they see the person like take your talent, because somebody get talent where you don't get sense. At itself, it gang, the militants, they start going interview, they do them a song, they go do some song, Mandela, as if they did the way apartheid come for South Africa. They go do some Mandela. All they are the self manipulation. And some people go there and they go to say, what are they do to the militants? They know like, what are they do to the militants? Corona will come. You go to companies, they start placing people. Not be even Corona. Before Corona, you can't be in a bank, come work at 8, then you come at 10. You go home. Take your pride and everything and sit in your house.
Sad that we might not hear any collaboration like this ever again. Like, we'd have to deal with this because Shatta has sacked his militant. But I'm hoping they iron things out.
Oh, I'm sure they will iron things out.
They will. But social media reacted to the story in diverse ways. I've got receipts, and Mansa Kichi says, now we can praise Stone Boy, even if he has done anything good even if he hasn't done anything good for Kelvin Boy. He nurtured him. He's able to bring hit songs. Who doesn't know these militants were whack? And Flamewalker says, now you dey sack. You see, say you can't make someone blow up. You dey always blame Sarkodie for not making Strongman a star. Now you dey vex. Pablo Nagasti says, from day one, we knew Adisself was going to sell out. It's written all over him. Delay said it point blank. That guy there, we knew, so we were not surprised. And Chrissy says, Masa, ever since we got to know you, nothing better or no better product has ever come from your side. Make we think. And those were some reactions from social media. But let's do some international news. And Universal Music has launched Def Jam Africa as its latest, big bet on the African continent. And just, it comes just a year after they launched Def Jam Southeast Asia actually. And its aim is to focus on hip hop, Afrobeat, and trap talent right here in Africa. And for those of you who do not know, Def Jam is a globally recognized brand synonymous with excellence in hip-hop. And they already have a roster that includes South African rappers Cassper Nyovest, Nasty C, as well as several Nigerian acts, including Larry Gaga. And so, George, that'd be all for what happened during the week. But before I go, let me share with you what's trending on social media. Mr. Drew is trending.
Yes, Mr. Drew story. You know what happened, right? YouTube dropped this video.
Right.
Yeah, he had a video up on YouTube, a video that he had celebrated hitting 100,000 views, and I think by the time it got to 150k or so, YouTube brought it down.
Right.
For copyright infringement or so. Yeah.
Quite interesting.
George, is it true he features Stoneboy?
Yes, I think he featured Stoneboy on that song. Yeah, on that song.
So why did you leave that bit out?
Oh, sorry.
Of the conversation.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
Well, let me read one tweet from that hashtag. And Oprosin Apro or Eagle Eyes says Ghanaians should learn to respect copyright. When Sarkodie was sued by Mark Okwei-Komante for remixing Kokoko featuring Akwabwa, people got mad, but it made him take copyright serious. So he paid for the Brahmin chain line in his song featuring Sister Fia, Broken Heart, before using it. Mr. Drew will learn. We move. Rotimi is also trending. You know Rotimi? He featured in Power. That Nigerian actor and musician who featured in Power. He's also trending. EL Twitter class is also trending. Untamed virtual concert, which is Samini's virtual concert. That virtual concert that brought up a whole lot of stories that has to do with the poster. It's also trending. Samini tweeted a while ago, says airtime loading for fans in Ghana to watch me at 8 p.m. live on YouTube. Hashtag Achisa. Let's see how hard you go with the hashtag. Hashtag Untamed virtual concert, and y'all get a DM. Let's get it trending. And now, George, that be all for showbiz this week.
Thank you very much, Noela Karuniala. You don't disappear. You're going to stay with us. We're going to have a very, very interesting conversation here this afternoon. And hey, we've got a great conversation coming up with the man in St. Kwakese. But just in case you do not know who Shatawale and the Militants are, this is one of the biggest songs they had together. Enjoy. We'll be back.
In a god, you cry, Bajo. In a god, you cry, Udade. Mohamed Adi, Boom, Macho Mao, Kidade. I get to lash a kumog. We're living on the mortgage. I can't check cafe, no be. Me, I'm in here, the share run away. I am in life, so I am sick. My old day now, me away. Me, the mayor to the trouble. When the veggie and chocolate, Yabremo and it obey. Some of the Okakra or Fago pay. But now your mom is no see away. Not done, add what them I say. Me, I know I'm talking anything. Money they come from my brain. Young bucket to key, not playing to Kani. This time, I got the party. I descend Ungani.
Joy 99.7 FM, the show Showbiz A to Z. Check with your time. It's 35 after 3. And let's go straight over to the man in insane. Let's do this, shall we?
Open up, me barrels off. You want the
Yeah, how are you doing, my brother?
Charlie, long time, I did, big man.
So you don't look for me. And I didn't scan you decided to disappear.
Oh, wow.
But you've disappeared,
Corona by Ghana for a Belgium. Malama, the baby,
You're taking things easy, aren't you?
Yeah, bro.
Quaye, how are you doing? How's the family? I mean, it's been a tough year for us in the creative space. How have you been coping?
Oh, the same way that everybody is trying to, we're all trying to survive, man. We're all living, The thing happened to everybody. It doesn't happen to one person. So we are all in it.
And we hear you are locked down in the United States of America. You're stuck there. That was where the lockdown caught you.
Yeah.
And there is no, you have no idea when you can come back home to see your family and friends and everybody else.
Until flights resume, flying back. I don't know if I can't fly private jets right now, but no flight is even flying. So we're all waiting for flights to resume. And once flights resume, I have to come back home because I really miss my family and I miss home.
Your industry colleague Sarkodie recently made an appeal to the government of Ghana to, open the borders for at least just one day so that those of you who are stuck outside can come home. What do you make of that request? Considering all the risk that it could pose.
I think it's a good cause because if you compare the numbers, though people got affected in Ghana, the numbers are normal. So I think it's something we can live with. So they shouldn't use it to cripple our businesses and keep us somewhere that they don't have time and they don't have the idea how they can get us back to Ghana. The only way is they should open the borders, so businesses can go on, like people can start their normal life. Because where I am, business is going on. They've opened the borders. Everybody is working. And I think, with the size of our economy, if we keep people indoors for a long time, it will cripple the economy, it will cripple our, people's mindset and all that. So I support the idea that the government should consider opening the borders. So,
but
things can start going on.
What about the risk? Isn't that a concern? Because this thing is, you are in the States, and the U.S. is one of the hardest hit countries by this COVID-19 thing. People are dying by the numbers each and every day. I mean, last time I checked, I think you had crossed about 90,000 plus deaths in the United States alone. So, aren't you scared? 100,000 now. Aren't you scared? I mean, we should open the borders. Don't you think it's like signing a death sentence?
No, listen, the U.S., which is so much affected, has opened businesses and things are going on now. I'm in Georgia and I'm in Costco right now, and people are shopping. And the only thing is they are taking the precaution measures. And we can do same. We are all human beings. We can take the precaution measures. Then just keep businesses going, because businesses is going on right now.
So what kind of measures?
The person who is most, we have to make sure everybody, put their mask on, stay 6 feet, apart, and keep, maintain the personal hygiene. Keep washing your hands. Keep, sanitizing your place of living and yourself. And Charlie, that's the measures. If we don't do that and we are waiting for God to come and open borders for us, it will be forever. We have to make a move, and put measures in place.
That's interesting. That is interesting. So over there, I mean, this might be a bit personal, and you don't have to answer if you're uncomfortable. How are you surviving? Are you working, or are you being catered for by family? Are you living in a hotel? How are you coping out there in Obimansu?
Oh, maybe I'm surviving. I'm just surviving. I'm surviving on what I have, and that's what I'm saying. I support the idea that they should open back borders, And some of us, it's not just the music we do. We have other businesses that, in case of emergencies like this, that supports us. So, yeah, I'm surviving through myself, family. Things are going well for me. You know, one thing I find interesting, you musicians are always saying and other businesses, but you never tell us what those other businesses are, so which we can go and do some. Which other businesses do you do? I do farming.
Oh, okay.
I have a car company. I buy cars and export to Ghana, to other African countries. I sell to people who are interested. So, I deal in car parts, original car parts, fresh car parts, brand new. So I have different businesses that at least maybe I have some business going on. If I'm in Ghana, I have some farming going on or other things going on to keep me going.
You are connected.
Because our industry is all about performing, and now streams. And how many streams can you make to make $10,000? You need a lot of streams. So we should think outside the box and, try to branch into other businesses.
Talking about streams, what is the royalty situation in Ghana like? Have you earned any in the last couple of years?
From Ghana, no. But from iTunes and Apple Music and Spotify, is going well. Apple Music pays me more, followed by iTunes and Spotify and the rest.
But are you a registered member of GAMRO?
I don't understand that.
Are you a registered member of GAMRO?
GAMRO doesn't work, so I don't even want to talk about it. I've never received. I'm a musician from Ghana. GAMRO is a rights company. You don't have to register with GAMRO before you get your money paid. And the last time I went to GAMRO, I'm a member of GAMRO. The last time I went there, they met me with insults and a fight. So I don't even want to talk about it.
Wow, they met you with insults and a fight.
Yeah.
Why? How, can you narrate what happened? We would like to know how.
Oh, it's a long time. It was Phoenix time. We went there to check our royalties and what is going on.
And what happened?
And they directed us from one place to another, and and when we tried to question it, they started raining insults on us, and we retaliated, and it really turned into fist fight. But we had to control our temper. So
do you remember any name?
Right.
Do you remember any name? Any of the people that you met there when you went that day? Anybody?
It's a long time. I don't remember, but I just want I want the world to know that Gambro is not doing anything for Ghanaian musicians. The last time I heard Obrafour went to check his royalties, they were saying like 300 Ghana or something.
Wow.
So with that, I wouldn't even go there to check for them to tell me, because I may slap somebody and it might turn into something else.
Easy, my brother. No violence.
Yeah.
Violence that is not allowed. No, you will slap it away. You're not like that.
Some of these things, if you think about it, it might turn into something else. So we don't even want to go there.
I understand. Anyway, we're not gonna drag it too much. Just be sure you take good care of yourself. I mean, Charlie, this year 7th October, yeah, then.
I was supposed to drop my album on June 4th, but the way I know my I might have to push it to my birthday, 7th October.
Yeah, it's my birthday too, so we should do a joint party.
Yeah.
You should sponsor it.
You don't have problem. Let's make it happen. It's gonna be a barbecue, some barbecue thing.
Perfecto.
Yeah.
Call, Charlie. Thank you very much. Please take good care of yourself, and then we pray the borders are open soon so you can come back home. All right?
Thank you. Yeah, Charlie. We are praying. Charlie, thanks for having me. Happy 25th year to Joy FM. Is it 25 or 20?
25 years.
25 years to Joy FM. I was there when it started with DJ Black and those people, and I'm still here, being interviewed on. I used to be a fan of Joy FM, and now I'm being featured on. So thanks, happy anniversary, and Charlie, thanks to yourself, Charlie. Thanks to everybody who has the time to listen.
Well, before you go, one more thing. Don't go yet. I remember you mentioned some time ago that you reached out to Sarkodie about a collaboration and he refused. After you granted that interview, has he or his management or anybody reached out to you yet to clarify?
What I expressed on that interview is pain. I'm one of the people who love Sarkodie from the heart. It's not about the music. I knew Sarkodie before he came up, way back in Dr. Duncan's time. He's been my guy. Anytime he calls on me, I'm there for him. So it was a pain I was expressing, that if they pay me the way me I do for Sark, if I need something from him, he wouldn't even respond my message. You call him and there's no answer. And if they pay me, so I have to go through somebody to reach Sarkodie, and that's my pain. But he never responded to. He said he was gonna get back to me, and he never responded back. And I think it was a painful thing. So Charlie, I don't have any bad thing with Sarkodie. I love him. I love his works. We are like family.
That's nice.
But they pay me when he tries to, ignore me. I'm not just anybody. What I say, I'm
definitely the man inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
thank you.
Another quick one. Artist manager Bulldog has said recently in an interview that his verbal attacks on your former manager, the late Fennec Otri, were planned to uplift their brands as artist managers. I don't know. Were you privy to any of these schemings or anything?
Were planned by who?
Between he and Fennec. He said sometimes when you're going on, Fennec can go and say, Charlie, I go this interview, this be what I talk. So you too, if you go talk so say you go there like, yeah, on your there, make it look like the beef they go on or something, just to excite the industry. What do you make of that?
Bulldog has never been straight. Bulldog handled I1, it didn't go anywhere. Bulldog was with 5-5, it didn't go anywhere. Bulldog was with VIP, it didn't go anywhere. Bulldog was with Shatter, it didn't go well. He left, they broke up, Shatter made it, and Bulldog came back to hang on it. Yeah.
Oh, but during the time, okay, you finish, then I'll come in. Yeah.
Bulldog has never been grateful, so sometimes I don't want to talk about him. It was through Fennec. Fennec inspired Bulldog to be a music manager, artist manager. There's nothing like we planning anything. That's what he's doing. Yeah. That's what he's doing. He started with a beef with VIP. He tried to create a beef between me and VIP. He tried to create beef between me and Shatta and all that. That's their job. That's what they do to keep their hype going.
Oh, so it is true that they actually created.
They do. We don't do. Me, I never did that. Anything that happened to me is real. I got arrested. Did I plan to get arrested so for fame? No. I lost my, I've lost my manager. Did I plan that they should kill my manager for fame? No. It is reality. We are facing reality. They plan things. They plan, let's insult Wizkid. After that, they go and beg. Let's do this. After that, no, we don't do that. I'm never apologetic to my doings because we are real. It happens to me. So he should come back again. What is he talking about? He's attacking everybody. He said, it's better than Sarkodie. He's always doing stuff for attention, and that's not good.
Well,
we go past that if we stop.
I think maybe your point sort of satisfies what he said, that it was planned. Maybe your opinion about it is that, it's not a thing that should be done. But it sort of confirms that maybe truly he and Fennec planned it. Oh?
No, he and Fennec never planned anything that I know.
Oh, okay. And also in all
that
fairness,
at that time he was working at Charterhouse as a graphic designer.
Yeah.
And he was rather seeking for advice on how to manage an artist. That is what I remember. That is when he was bringing Far Five up, and we even did a song with Far Five.
I remember.
Through that. Yeah.
And in all fairness to him,
seeking inspiration from Fennec. There was never like anything like plan something. We never planned anything.
Yeah, I get you. But in all fairness to him, the artists you mentioned that he worked with, while he was with them, they were pretty successful too. He did very well with Fire 5. He did well with VIP. He did well with I1 and all of them. I think in all fairness, we can say that. Oh.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we all here. We all saw it.
They did well with Joe, the mentor guy and all that. I1, and he should have done better with them.
Well, they are always.
They would. No, it's not from me. You can call I1 and ask him if he doesn't have anything going on with Bulldog.
Anyway.
The people he managed all have something going on with him now. So that shows that he didn't do anything for them.
You get very emotional when we mention Fennec. How has his death affected your career? He was your manager and your friend.
It's something that has affected my life, and it will be there for life. So at the mention of his name, deep within me, I feel some pain.
I can imagine. Our deepest condolences, and sorry we had to bring that up. I think we've pretty much covered everything. I wanted us to, seek your opinion on all the beef.
I want the world to know that my album is coming, the Victory album, and the Victory is the story to all these things we are talking about. The things I've gone through and still being here, as a successful man. I think I'm a victorious, I'm a victorious person right now. So I'm celebrating my victory with the Victory album, and people should watch out for it. This will be one of the best albums Ghana has ever produced.
How many tracks on the album?
Watch out for that.
How many tracks?
I have 10 tracks. 10 tracks.
Cool. That's great. Well done, my brother. Well, do you listen to gospel music from Ghana?
Yeah, I have a gospel. The Victory song is a gospel song.
Oh, okay, great.
It's my thank you message to God right there for bringing
great.
This far. Yeah, so I have something for the gospel world. I'm bringing the Christianity to their doorsteps. This time on the road.
That's what we're talking about. By the way, who's your favorite Ghanaian gospel artist?
Oh, wow. Ohima Mercy will do for me.
Ohima Mercy, she is a legend. Ohima Mercy is a great one. She's a great one. My brother will end the day. Charlie, stay safe. And come back home soon. We pray the borders are open so you can come back home soon. The man insane.
Listen, the government don't care about us. We are here. What they are here. People are taking their people back home, but they don't even say anything to inspire us, to encourage us. They should do something. If they are not going to come and take us back home, at least they should find some stimulus packages, some relief packages for our families back home. So the time we come back, this is how the country is like our parents. Ghana is our parents, and our father is the president. If and you can't go and bring them up, they have families, they have wives, they have kids, they have mothers, brothers, and sisters. What they are here, at least take care of their wives and kids and their mother till time on the. That is how we will feel proud as Ghanaians. Me, for example, if the government don't do that, then that makes me feel unproud. Because I feel like, on my can enjoy. What they are saying in America, people are getting unemployment every week, $600. What they are saying?
Yeah, you mean unemployment benefits?
They should take care of our family till we come back home. Some stimulus package, some relief packages for go on. And yes, I came to now. We are tired of that. And
insane.
For example, I said it already. If the government don't take care of me as a Ghanaian, I will go to where they will take care of me. I will make tuba. I will naturalize.
Carl, thank you very much, man. It's been great talking to you. It's been great. It's been great. Charlie, God bless you. Continue to stay safe, and we hope to see you home sometime soon. All right?
All right, bro.
That is the man insane.
Well, JB, on it. New Africa. Turn up your volume. Turn up the volume. Turn up the volume. Cut it. Turn up your volume. Turn up your volume. Action. Wait, but me demon.
and live on Facebook. Springboard is brought to you by Legacy and Legacy and Joy 99.7 FM and proudly sponsored by MTN, Enterprise Group, UMB Bank, and Axis Pension Trust with support from the graphic business.
Here's to the little details.
So, what are you doing?
I'm just chilling in my room.
No, you're not.
To long-distance friendships.
I just got to Bumpurugu Yoyo.
Hey, hold on. The conversations that never end.
So I met up with my friends, and we were going, and we walked far. Hello? Hello, Mario. Hey, Mario, what the?
And friendships that need support.
Hey, bro. I make dry.
Bro, check your Momo wallet.
Bro,
you know it's a day for you. Whoever you are, whatever your needs, there's so many ways to talk, text and browse for long on Ghana's #1 network, MTN. Just dial 505 and choose from a wide range of offers to enjoy the most amazing mobile experience.
We're there for you, everywhere you go. George on Joy.
It's Showbiz A to Z.
I got a girl, she a London thing. She wanna roll and smoke one thing. I'm about to give her a diamond ring, but she say other girls like my thing. She make my heart beat say like the boom boom. Next time you're gonna take you to Bloom Bloom. When we done we go home and boom boom. Hop on the wagon, baby say vroom vroom. Say cheese, take a picture. Check a post, make a see, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Check a post, make a see, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Check a post, make a see, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Check a post, make a see, take a picture. I rub on your things, but we move. Even you, where they catch my cruise. You know the vibes, you know the groove. Only why they miss my boo. She make my heart beat say like the boom boom. Next time you're gonna take you to Bloom Bloom. When we done, we go home and boom boom. Hop on the wagon, baby say vroom vroom. Say cheese, take a picture. Check a post, make a see, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Check a post, make a see, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Check a post, make a see, take a picture. Say cheese, take a picture. Check a post, make a see, take a picture.
The station is Joy 99.7 FM. The show is Showbiz A to Z. Check with your time. It's 4:05. We're going all the way till 6 p.m. So do you want to get access to the new Joy Learning channel on Multi TV? Or are you having any challenges with your Multi TV box? Just contact Multi TV for assistance on these numbers: 0244340415, 0244340424, or 0302-226-163. Multi TV, just thrills. So on Sundays, the footballers meet at the park. The Omutuo guys are there joined. The Chet folks share the grace, and friends and family come over to visit. But now with MTN Sunday Special, your Sundays just got more exciting and very special. For only 54 pesos, you can text and talk all day Sunday, every Sunday. Guess what? With 1 CD 9 pesos, you can talk the whole day and get a cool 20 megabytes of data. This is where it gets even more exciting. For only 2 CDs and 17 pesos, you can call all of the network all day plus free 50 megabytes of data. So who is it you love talking to? Is it your mom, dad, sister, brother, that special somebody? Just keep talking all day, every Sunday with MTN Sunday Special. Send yes to MTN short code 5050 to sign up on MTN. That's why we're good together. There for you everywhere you go. We'll continue to apologize to our cherished audiences in the United Kingdom for their inability to access us through the TuneIn app. As usual, we are available on www.myjoyonline.com and www.adomonline.com. You could also access our streams via Facebook, Android devices, Google Play Store, and Apple Store. As My Joy Online and Adom Online. Here's one for parents and guardians. Joy Learning is intensifying teaching lessons in these times as reported COVID-19 cases in Ghana compelled schools to close down. Just tune your television channel to Joy Learning and access all classroom lessons and other educational programs. We can assure you that with Joy Learning, your children will not be left behind in classroom teachings while at home. So do not allow COVID-19 to prevent your child from learning. Joy Learning has definitely got you covered. With Joy Learning, education is secured, convenient, and easily accessible anywhere, anytime, in the comfort of your home. Just get a multi-TV digibox right now for your kids. Joy Learning, keep learning. Now, Joy Prime hits FM, Joy News, and MyJoyOnline.com brings you My Dad is Tough. It is a celebration of fathers in these COVID-19 front lines. Is your dad at the front line as a doctor, nurse, police, immigration, customs, fire service, or military? Oh, you didn't add media. Just send a 1-minute audio or video recording on why your dad must be celebrated to the WhatsApp number 055-969-1797. Let me take that again. 055-969-1797 on Father's Day. Add full contact details of you and your dad, and you could win amazing prizes for your dad on Father's Day, Sunday, June 21st. Remember, deadline for submission of entry is 13 June 2020. The My Dad is Tough Father's Day celebration is sponsored by DBS Roof and Sheet. Roof Papa Pefie. So in the studios we've got Nasi. Uncle Kennedy is here. And the one and only Captain Abraham from the Ghana Music Rights Organization is also here. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Again, Uncle Ken, I've greeted you already. Let me greet the rest of the gentlemen. Yes.
So,
Abraham.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
As always.
Nasi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Great. Let me start with you, Abraham. I mean, this Ishan thing. A lot of musicians have blamed Gamro for not playing your role well as a rights protector. You know, I mean, I'm sure you just walked in just as I was having a chat with Kwakese, who said the time he came there, Ipu nearly beat him up. I don't know if you're privy to that story. What happened when Kwakese and Fena came there? That's if you were there and you're aware.
Thank you very much once again, and then good afternoon to cherished listeners.
Yes,
I have had the opportunity of meeting Quaye several times. We've talked here, but I've not met him at Gamro since I took over. And I share his passion. And whatever happened on behalf of Gamro, I have to say very sorry that if it is true that that's the issue. In fact, I'm going to make it up to him. Immediately I engaged him right now, and he was very warm and welcoming. There is one point that I would like to put on air. Some time ago, we didn't do well. Some time ago, Gamro did not perform. Gamro didn't put his structures right. The relationship-wise with right owners, there are quite a number of right owners who are having beef with Gamro, not today, but because of some previous experience. So I wasn't privy to it. In fact, this is the first time I'm hearing something. If I had known something, and I will encourage all those who had some of those problems to come up so that we can find a way. So the world is about problems and solving them.
It is.
So that's the first thing.
Looking for solutions. That's the key. That's very important for each and every one of us.
Then there is this issue that you just raised up. And,
I didn't raise it. I didn't raise it. But before we get into it, Nazi, when was the last time you received royalties from Gamro?
I was even showing him the money I received. That is a few.
Allow Nasi to talk.
We don't
allow Nasi to talk.
Are you bribing me?
Allow Nasi to talk.
Are you trying to lead him?
No, I'm not leading him. The man cannot be gagged. Allow the man to talk.
Which I received it, I think, somewhere April or so.
Oh, you received money this year? April. How much?
Oh. Forget it.
100 cities?
I mean,
is it
I would say it's an insult.
Is it above 100 cities?
Something like that, but it's an insult.
200?
It's an insult.
So you received 200 cities?
Oh, no.
Or is it 300 plus?
Oh, no.
In
300.
In 300. But a part 200.
A whole nasi.
A passes 200 though.
Yes.
And that's for a year.
Abraham.
Is it for a year? You gave Nasi 200 cities.
You were talking to him. In any case, I think that it's good that I clap for Nasi. But there is one fact that.
Abraham, wait. One after the other. Did you give Nasi 200 cities?
No, it wasn't 200.
But you said it was not 300 either.
So
it doesn't pass
in between.
So it's between. Okay, you gave Nasi 200.
You see, you remember Professor Tamis?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it Ejaka? When they were asking him about his running mate, and he said, "When you're your baby, you know."
You gave Nasi 250 cities.
Well, I think that Nasi is being very great by saying that he got some royalties. As to the quantum and the value, Nasi never told you that he got 200 cities or 250 or 260. You are by mere conjecturing, trying to put figures and values and pushing these words into
Nasi's
the very
mouth.
throat of Nasi, where if there should be any of the frontliners here, they will choose to come and check his virus level. So it will be better we leave it there.
It would be
But I
better
can
we
tell you
leave it
that
there.
I'll be in the studio sometime so that we can talk about it.
It's very important.
And I do appreciate, let me also put it on record, I do appreciate that you have right owners who are becoming concerned about their rights and then economic remuneration for what they do. It is time that we all begin to question a lot of things and also learn from there. It is time that Nasi should be a member of the board, and Nasi should also learn how CMO operates, and then we can together build this thing. There are problems, we'll solve them.
Abraham. Okay, you want to come in? Yes.
Please. Abraham.
He's waxing lyrical, eh? Rhetoric.
No, this one is lyrical progression. He knows it. Called advancement.
I am not specifically blaming Abraham, but my issue is this: for how long are we going to talk about this? We've been talking this matter.
Yes.
And that's why I said, oh, please.
Oh,
when are we ever going?
I tend to disagree with you.
No. When are we ever going to solve problems?
Since Adam and Eve, have we stopped talking about marriage?
No, but there are certain.
Have marriage stopped breaking up?
No.
Have men stopped beating women?
That hasn't
happened. People will still talk about royalty.
Thank you.
So we should continue talking.
But the system. The system.
Yes, I'm saying that if it is about the system.
Yes.
You understand? System should be built up. Look,
and how long is it going to take us?
I'm not defending anybody, but I'm going to put him to the skaters. Uncle Ken started.
Oh, please, don't go there.
Aha! Abba, Asemnaba.
Uncle Ken started what?
Don't go there.
He said I shouldn't go there.
Then let's leave it. Let's move forward. Okay. All right.
Otherwise, I wanted to say that Uncle Ken started.
He said you shouldn't go there
to protect the rights of people.
Yeah.
He laid solid foundation. Ask Uncle Ken, as he sits here, when he moved out, what has happened? Please, George.
That's why I'm posing my question.
Yes, no problem.
Let us move forward, gentlemen.
That is why I'm posing my question. That how long is it going to take us to get a solution to this very simple
We have solutions, but it's going to take us a long time. In the US, in the UK, and other places, they have set the system over 200 years.
We always say that.
We have our own systems where people do not believe that.
Abraham and Uncle Ken, hold on. Don't worry.
But
Abraham and Uncle Ken, okay, your microphones are off. Hold on. The microphones are off. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Uncle Ken, Abraham and Nasi, hold on. We've also been joined by Sadiq Abdullah Abu. The Alaji has finally arrived. we are going to set a proper date so we can discuss these rights and royalties. However,
that's why I will
there is an issue
for the show.
AJ Abraham.
For the show.
There is an issue that got into the public domain, and I hear that Gamro actually had an opportunity to curb this issue and make sure that it was closed before it became public, and Gamro failed to do that. And this is the Ishan and managers issue. AJ Abraham, is this true that this issue came to your notice weeks back and you could have kept it before it became public but failed to do so?
Oh, okay. Please, I own copyright in my image. So before you take pictures, you better tell me. You know that my face cost about $70,000. Before you take the face, you must tell me. This is a critical issue. You understand the position? I own rights under Section 5 of the law. Anyway, but let's yes. The premise. Let me correct the premise. It wasn't like Gamro had the opportunity to curb the issues. No, that wasn't it. By the mandate bestowed on Gamro, we are to Gamro business actually is to go and collect and distribute, and in that process, you have a peripheral duty where you need to protect the rights and interests of the right owners. Please, kindly, let's make it very clear: we are not dealing with musicians.
No. We're dealing with right owners.
In all spheres, I've told you that we are dealing with right owners. Kudos to great musicians, and most right owners are musicians. But right owners are people who own rights. They write, they arrange, they put money into the recording, and then they put out a property out there that radio station and other networks can use. It is those things that we collect money from and pay them back. So I want to create the premise right so that we can have the discussion. Actually, let me give you a background of what really happened.
Let's do that.
I was in my office one afternoon, and for this, I will say that Rex Owusu-Mafo is done great, very, very well with a lot of the members.
As on the chairman of Gamro.
Yes, he came out and said that, oh, Captain, there is a problem with one of your daughters. I said, who is it? He said, oh, Ishan. I said, hey, Ishan Kra Odumkau. So let her come up. So Ishan came, and then in the ensuing conversation, what became very clear to me, and I'm not using radio because I will not have a member and sit on an issue with a member and I'll bring it to radio.
Exactly.
But we're going to have this discussion so that we can learn.
Yeah.
And then we can also outline and open up some of the things that Gamro do. So I will be very, very courteous in my submissions. And I will also ask that Ishan and Stephen Mensah, they should also indulge me if I say anything wrong. But it is just to set the records straight. So in the ensuing discussion with Ishan, three things came up. One, she's had some kind of relationship. It could be business, private, whatever it is, with the manager. That is Stephen Mensah. Number two, she's gotten to a point where she's now moving on with another management. And then number three, the former manager was not willing to give her social media handles. So it was then that we started a discussion. In fact, we started a discussion in the presence of the new manager. You know, so the first thing I asked the new manager, do you have an agreement? They said, hey, AJ Brown, what do we do? Do you understand the position? I said, yes, okay. So it means that the previous manager, some of these problems is coming up today because you do not have a detailed agreement. Because based upon that agreement, we could have even looked at the issue. So it was there that, you know, we had some long conversation. And then the long and short was that, apart from being the manager, the gentleman also happens to be in a relationship with her. You understand the position. So I believe that the greater percentage of the beef.
When you say relationship,
being
a manager is also a relationship.
Yes, I've told you.
So
already.
the other relationship, what qualify it?
No, I don't want to qualify.
Why?
I want to be. I said I will be courteous. And that's my demand. Please, there's nothing in the Constitution that forces me to make a statement any other way. So I will depend on unless the Supreme Court pushes me.
Ejebram, don't worry. I understand you perfectly. What you are trying to say is that they were romantically involved, but out of courtesy for them, we would rather not say. Let's move forward.
I think that you have used a certain word which is not coming from me.
But you agree with the word.
I have heard the word.
Okay, but
I do not intend to make decision as to. So what really happened was that after the series of discussion, it became very clear that some different relationship other than economic relations had developed.
Other than business relationships.
Yes, other than business relations. And then that relationship is come to an end.
Okay.
And then the gentleman was then not willing now. And then what Ishan said that made me, I do respect that lady. She said, Uncle Abraham, Stephen Mensah invested in the business. He said Stephen Mensah invested in the business. And me too, when I realized that Stephen was investing into the business, what I did was that anytime we play a show, all the money that should have come to me, I also leave it for him so that he can. Then I explained to him, then it means that you have a situation where you have joint ownership, apart from being, with all due respect to them, involved in a relationship. You are accepting that he did invest in the business, but you also did invest by leaving the revenue that should have accrued to you. So after some time, I just asked that we should invite Stephen. In fact, I did the first call, so I spoke to Stephen, and he was very courteous. He said, "Oh, okay, he will be ready to come so that we can sit down and resolve the matter." I was not directly involved in the arbitration, but I get the update. This was the update. This is the update. They called him. He came up. They sat together, and at a point, there were a lot of the back and forth, purely out of that relationship issue, And Stephen wanted some payments to be made to him. Indeed, he even came up with an agreement. I think it's in my car for 50,000. To be paid in 3 installments by Ishan.
50,000. We heard 120,000.
No,
Philip, was that not what we heard?
Yes, I
think we have a voice of Ishan saying she was asked to pay 120,000.
Yeah, I mean that is, I didn't hear the voice.
That okay? From what do you know? Yeah.
So the document that Stephen came up with.
Yeah.
In the document, it's written 50,000. So I'm speaking to 50,000.
Yeah.
And he wanted Ishan to pay, and Ishan also had taken a stand. Now, why? Why do I have to pay? We were together.
Exactly.
We worked together. And even my own economic benefit, the finances that I got, I also did invested into it. So, so you understand? So there was that back and forth. At the end of the day, we asked the gentleman to remove, the gentleman accepted that she will remove all the names and all the titles and that kind of thing that he is given to the social media handles and hand over, and I think that Stephen did that, but still there was that outstanding issue, and you see that one was melting the relationship that had existed other than the economic relation, and that is what is bringing up. So it is not that we had the opportunity. We did have the opportunity. We met them, we discussed, and we went the full length. But don't forget that Gamro is not a court of competent jurisdiction. What we do is only because we protect the interests of our members. We become one big family. So if Nasi has a problem, Nasi could just call me and say that Capito, I have an issue. You understand the position? And quickly, look, Angel, sir. Angel just called and said, "Hey, Don Capito, where are you?" Yeah. Don't forget that people are calling themselves the Don. They are not the Don. I am the Don. So immediately he said, "The Don." Well, I think the Don is available. And he came up, discussed an issue. He said, "Oh, we've taken the music and then we're going to do ABC." I said, "That's great." And then we all met. Quickly we resolved it. And then the music is on air. Everybody is happy about Tsunami and that kind of. And everybody is happy. The Papa Jansen people got some money. The producer also got some money. When this Ebony issue came, radio people were sharing it left, center, and right. Today, if you ask them what really happened, they don't know what happened. Rex was at the forefront. We met 6 times. You remember we even had a press conference on it. We calmed nerves, we calmed tempers, we did an agreement, we fixed all that. But at the end of the day, it is up to the 2 people involved to say that, okay, we are going to assess the kind of mediation that we did. So this is what really happened.
George, please, I want to get something in.
Go right ahead, sir.
How long ago was this meeting that you had with Ishan?
I think that should be about months back. Months back. Not now, months back.
You see, Uncle Ken, and that was the info that I had, and that is why I found out how this should be about still ended up in the media space.
So this should be about more than 4 or 5 months back.
Yeah, so it goes
before the coronavirus entry into this, way back.
So it goes to show that deliberations during that period did not work.
You know, the next question I was about to ask AJ Abraham was, so how did you resolve it, or what conclusion did you get to from your end at Gambia?
Uncle Ken, you are just trying to be ahead of the pack, but you don't have that hooves. The reason is that it is not that it didn't work. You have a level by which you could go. You see, you tried to mediate. We mediated. We said that leave the social handles over to
the girl.
But you said that he did.
Yes, he did.
As far as he's aware.
As far as
I'm aware.
Okay.
He said, I've removed ABCD, and he's asking for money. Asian is not ready to pay money.
Right.
They have the right to continue at that level. We are finished.
Okay.
We are done. If one party agrees that, okay, what Gambro is done, I will take it in good faith, then the matter ends there. You understand me? So Gambro cannot be said to be having the opportunity and no, if has a problem, we can sit down and resolve up to a certain level. It's a George situation. There's no hard and fast rule about it.
Like you rightly said, Gambro did what it could do.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is, after that, whatever they decided then did not come into force. Because otherwise, we would not be having what we are having.
Even whatever we decided, if the 2 of them decide not to accept.
Exactly.
Even when they left, they kept, I believe that they kept the communication and the conversation, and it's building up. That's why it's coming to.
But Abraham, from your point of view, when they were, that's why I asked exactly what conclusion you arrived at your outfit, and what demeanor, how were they leaving? Because there are meetings where, by the time we are leaving, tempers are up, no conclusion, no resolution.
As for the tempers, you can never lie about the tempers. They will come in because some people have beefs and they have issues. But you know, it was nice, it was good, it was calm. Sometimes it wasn't very easy. It wasn't very, I must be very honest, it wasn't all that rosy that kind of the word rosy. But what happened was that you can see that Stephen had a thinking that I have invested. And now, suddenly he's finding out that he's left goals. A great artist is leaving. You understand the position? What has he got? Got nothing apart from the works. And he also can't keep the works. The lady also says that, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Just let me have
my social media account.
Everything that belongs to me. How do you? It is up to one person. So what we came finally is that please remove everything and change the social media handles. Take over, and then you should also try to forget about these wanting some further remuneration. But if you insist, then you have to find space somewhere how to resolve it.
So your arbitrations are not sacrosanct?
No, they are not. I don't think so.
They are not. They are not. Okay. That's why I told you that there's no hard and fast rule where we say that this must be
done.
I wish I was a
You
judge.
don't have the power. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Let us go to the phone lines. We've got Stephen Mensah on the line right now, and the song that is playing in the background is sung by his new artist, Nana Blue, and it's called No Pressure. No Pressure. Hello, Stephen.
Hi, George. What's up with you?
We're blessed. Can't complain. Very good afternoon to you as well.
Yes, it's good you are playing No Pressure, because the pressure for the system side, it no be small like that.
You requested that we played No Pressure. Why?
Yes.
Why?
Because George, you see, the system be some way, so No Pressure be some way they fit calm you down and make you kind of okay to get it. So it's a very good song by Nana Blue. It's a really pretty song. I mean, that I think that it would be appropriate for the time.
Not that it's wrong, but what do you say to... it looks like the volume on your radio set is a bit high. If you can bring it down or turn it off totally.
I'm actually in the studio, so there's no necessary...
Oh, okay. Then that's fine. It was from our end. What do you say to those who say that you're taking advantage of this situation to just push your new artist? And that is why at every interview you request that the song is played and you speak about it and all that.
I just feel that it's a song that I like. I enjoy it. I keep playing myself. So I don't think I'm taking advantage of the time. I just think that I would want people to equally hear what is keeping me going.
Before we get into it, can you tell us your part of this whole story? We don't have a lot of time because we have a very hot gospel discussion to go into, but we would love to hear your part of this whole story in a nutshell before we get into it.
What I would want to say is that on the issues that Queen Ishon raised, I do not want to make a comment about it. I want to just say that they are not true. But again, say that I don't want to go into the nitty-gritty because just Quaye, it will not end up helping anybody. Queen Ishon is a brand that I have spent time, energy, and everything into it to make sure I get to the level it's gotten to. I do not intend to say anything or do anything that would derail the gains that product has made, that brand has made. And so I would continue to say that we should continue to give her the support that she needs to make sure that that brand goes to where it needs to go, because it's a huge brand. Ishon is an amazing singer, amazing talent, and she needs all the support.
If you've spent so much to create a brand that you respect, appreciate, and love so much, why are you holding on to so much? Because we've got confirmations from her that you asked for 120,000, and we've got confirmations from Gamro that you did ask for 50,000. If you say all these about her now today, why didn't you just let all these go and let her have her social media handles and just part ways? Why? Why do you want money, and why are you still holding on to so much if really you mean so well for her?
Okay, so when we went to Gamro, for me, when I sent the bill to Gamro, I was expecting to have a response that says, okay, negotiate on even the amount if it was something that was a problem. And again, as of now, as of today, I'm still owing for some of the investment I did in the project, which Ishon has at the meeting confirmed that yes, of course, because so I think it's only fair that something like the social media platform, which has taken some investment into building to the level that it is right now, is able to help to be able to push the other brands that are also push moving. And I keep saying that the Ishon online is my creation. I created it off the when I met her. She had a handle called Miss Ishon. Miss Ishon, that's what her handle. But I felt I need something that would be within the control and some tool to use to be able to push her. And because the Miss Ishon was a account that she's using, so some of the conversations were private, so I didn't want to get involved. So I created the Ishon online so that I can have that one and be able to use it to push a brand. So that was about it. So I felt that so it was talk. If you had a very conclusive conversation, I'm sure we would have been able to go on and do that. And after today, if there's a conversation to that effect, I would happily deliver them to her if we have a conversation that is more meaningful and that helps each other and comes to the middle instead of staying on both far ends. I'm excited to have a conversation that's
did you have a contract with her? I mean, as is requested usually by these kind of transactions. It's the norm.
Yes, I did. But again, it's a contract with the which we signed in private. I don't think that because you can't say contract is only when it is written, isn't it? I mean, of course, there were times that I sent her part of gigs, which I didn't send it to her out of nothing. I sent it out of the contract agreement we had on the share that she is hers. Like example, we worked with Udine. There was an amount Udine paid. I sent her a share through mobile money, which there's a record to that effect. We had some other show that the amount I paid it through her EcoBank account. So obviously there's that record there that if you want to pull it, we can pull it and then be able to support the argument.
Did you at any point ever say you had a 5-year contract with her, she did just 3 and opted out? For which reason you want to hold some of these things back?
George, I'm not holding anything back. What I'm doing is that I'm saying that for the fact that there's some liability that I need to be able to clear off. I'm not saying you should pay me for the amount I spent. No, because the amount I spent, when we went to Gamro, that conversation came up where there was an admittance that, yes, of course, there's an amount I've spent. But the amount I was asking was less than 1/5 of the amount that I was, 1/10 of the amount that I've invested. So there's nothing really that is I'm holding on to. I am wishing her all the best in terms of what to do.
So did you come out to say at any point that you had a 5-year contract and she did 3 and opted out?
Per the arrangement, and again, see, I can decide to put that. I think I should hold it there.
Oh, just asking if you said it because
George, I should hold it there. George, I want to hold it there.
You don't want to speak to that because I have a voice, your voice, actually saying that.
Yeah,
but there's no need.
So then please play. You can.
No. I wouldn't want to if you are here. Let us move forward. There are things There are things. Were you romantically involved with Ishan?
I honestly don't want to have a conversation on that end.
Because there are rumors, people saying that this is all coming out of a heartbreak. In fact, Captain Abraham has sort of alluded to something like that. That there were a lot of exchanges when you came to Gamro and all that. Are you broken-hearted?
Oh no, I honestly, I don't want to have a conversation on that end. I think I want to stay away from that conversation.
That's a conversation you don't want to speak to.
No, I don't want to speak to. Thank you.
Interesting. Stay on the line. I'm going to let you listen to something, and then right after that, we'll continue the conversation. So just stay on the line. Be on the phone lines with us. All right? Take a listen to this.
Right. I cheated because I was actually hoping so Nipakono would actually save me from that situation. And that is the struggle I was in. It's a mistake I did. It's my past. But he will verbally abuse me. Your self-worth, your self-confidence, making sure say we're breaking so that the only person we are looking to is him.
Henry? Hello? Henry? Sorry, I said Henry. Stephen? Okay, alright. We'll try to raise Stephen on the phone lines again, and then we'll try to see how we can bring. Let me also welcome Doc Christianas, who's just joined us in the studios. Doc, how are you doing?
I'm fine, George. How's the weekend?
Oh, well, so far it started well. I mean, we're blessed. God is good. Sadiq said they are bringing us food today, so we are eagerly looking forward to the food. Yeah. We're looking forward to it. All right, so let us go into it. Gentlemen, Uncle Ken, let me start from you. What do you make of this whole, I don't know what it is, but I don't know what to call it. We're unable to raise Stephen on the line again. He's not answering. Yes, he's not answering. Yeah.
I think it's as the Abraham put it.
Yeah.
A relationship gone bad. Whichever way you look at it. If it's the business relationship, it's gone bad. If it's the other way around, the romantic. How did you describe it?
Romantically involved
relationship. That's also gone bad, and I can understand him not wanting to talk about the romantic aspect of whatever.
Naturally.
I think that's none of anybody's business.
Exactly.
To get to know, So.
But you see, Uncle Ken, much as I may agree with you, sometimes it is difficult to close your eyes to it because it could be the bedrock on which this entire caboodle or whatever it is founded. It could be the trigger point.
Correct.
You understand?
Correct.
Perhaps if they weren't romantically involved, we wouldn't be here.
And that's what Abraham started to portray to us. That he thinks that is the main reason for what's going on. That's Abraham. And I'm saying he has no business looking at that angle because he himself in the first place didn't even want to talk about that relationship.
No, but Uncle Ken,
let alone describe it to us to know what kind of relationship he was talking about. Why didn't he want to?
I am heartbroken that Stephen went off the line because I have had an extensive conversation with Ishan.
Yes.
And there were questions that I needed to ask, and I really pray that he's able to pick up so that we can end the conversation.
What do you want to know?
Oh, we're looking for you see, it's a music industry.
Yes.
And almost each and every one of us in the studio is in this music industry some way, somehow. You understand? Doc Quaye will tell you right away how many gospel musicians have had their careers because they were romantically involved. Eventually, they got married and all those things and all that. So when we get to that gospel conversation, it's one of the areas that we will touch.
My issue with this matter is seriously on the business angle. Why there was no contract? Because the lady has denied there having been a contract, even though Stephen tells us that he had a contract.
Yeah.
The lady has denied and has sort of baited him to come up with a contract, if indeed there was one. I think that I overheard a conversation this afternoon, which I don't think has come up in the media space yet. Stephen granted an interview this afternoon to Miss G on 3FM. In the studio was Mimi and Danny Michaels.
Yeah.
You know her very
well.
I do. You know, CEO of the Golden Movie Awards. And Mimi accused Stephen of dealing with a musician who signed to her for 10 years. So she said. Now, Stephen was very evasive during the conversation, you know, so didn't want to say yes or no, blah, 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 you know. But from the way the conversation went, you could feel that there was some truth in what Mimi and Danny was alluding to. So Mimi and Danny even went further to ask the lady, something blue, Nana Blue, to save herself the misfortune of her having to cut short her career by coming to see her to resolve this contract matter. Now, as for me, that's the angle I want to look at. I mean, these contracts and people...
Yeah, the contracts are key. The contracts are very key.
You know?
Yeah,
people running away from contracts and bringing about all these issues. That's what I want us to tackle.
But Uncle Ken, again, in all reality... Anyway, let me bring Sadiq into the conversation. Let's go around before... Yeah.
For me, I also take it from the point where I think we've clearly established that it's relationship gone wrong, regardless of how you look at it, business or personal, you know. And because Stephen isn't talking much relative to it, it's difficult to have independent conclusion on the matter except what has been put out by Ishen.
Yeah.
I mean, for instance, when she says that they don't have a contract, I mean, Stephen hasn't really, there's no record of Stephen disputing it and saying, oh, we have a contract and these are what it details, you know. And so it's difficult to really apportion where the investment may have gone into, because they had a relationship as well. You don't know whether there was a
what sort of
love value coming in. Yeah.
You are also being evasive.
No.
Oh. I can allow. Sadiq, wrap it up quickly. We have very little time.
That they also had a relationship beyond the business relationship.
Yeah.
So, and without seeing the contract or what really was the basis for that relationship, you don't know that which was spent on Ishan purely for love or her physical development, and you don't know that which was actually spent on the work, you know. And then now we're hearing that there was a point where when they earned money, he had a percentage he took out and all of that. So, I mean, clearly, until Stephen is able to really put out and say, these are the ABCD details, you know, one is not able to reach out at a very objective conclusion except to leverage on what has been put out already.
Yeah.
But for me, I think that we should also equally respect Stephen's decision if he decides that he doesn't want to put this out. I mean, it's his call. I mean, if he feels so emotive to the brand enough not to put out things that will further dent it, I mean, I think that's fine. That said, I think if I was him, I was going to give out the social media accounts or handles to Ishen. I think he should give it to her, just to, I mean, if truly he wants to leave the brand to grow at this point and not dent it or pull it back, I think it's just the logical thing to do, really.
I was going to ask that if Quaye is managing Nasi and there's a fallout, and Quaye is the one that created all the social media handles, everything, and it's Nasi's name that is on it.
Yes.
You know, Nasi King or King Nasi or
Nasi's
something.
property.
But it is managed by Quaye. Everything that goes there is posted by Quaye. The public do not see Quaye.
Yes. Yeah.
Do they?
Yes,
He's back.
they don't.
Okay. So I understand we have our gentleman is back on the line. We thank God. Let us go back to Mr. Mensah. Hello, Mr. Mensah.
Hello, George Quaye.
Thank God. We lost you earlier. So we're playing an audio clip, but let's not go that far back. There's no point. Let us go. I was just asking a question regarding the social media handles. So these social media handles that you let me again use the word holding on to. Rightly so. You created them, you invested in them and all those things. These handles have her name, at least as far as the rest of the world is concerned, on them. Is that true?
I do not think Ishon online is the same as Ishon.
Yes, but while she was your artist and you used those, to the rest of us, which Ishon was being represented there?
Of course, exactly. It's like, again, it's like having, working at Joy and then using George Quaye at majoronline.com. So obviously, anybody who contacts you would be contacting you, George Quaye, but then their accounts belongs to multimedia.
Okay,
so that is
point well noted. Let us assume that while she was your artist, somebody posted or somebody hacked it and posted pornographic material there. Whose name was going to be dragged in the mat as having posted pornographic material?
I would want to say that at the time that I was managing her, we were managing to try and put her brand out there. So obviously, we're using her images to push her brand, basically.
And which you did successfully. So as far as the rest of us are concerned, it is Ishon. As far as those social media handles are concerned, true or false?
As far as all of you out there are concerned, yes, of course.
So now that you still are holding on to them, anything that you put there, don't you think it is her that the rest of us will still go and attack? If you should put anything tasteful or even pornographic or whatever, don't you think you can use it to tarnish her image?
When she said she doesn't want the account again and I should delete it, and I did, and what I also did was that I also disabled the account from January 15th till last week, and I sent a message to Instagram to change the handle to reflect a new name. But because I turned it off, so I think Instagram was not able to do it. So I was informed that I need to turn the Instagram account on, change at the name. See, there's a username and the name, and then hold on for it was 14 days for them to get back to me with the change or otherwise. So that's what I'm waiting for. So I just activated the account last week. That's today's week. So I'm waiting for Instagram to get back to me and say, okay, so we've changed it. But it's a verified account, so obviously it takes time before Instagram works around. And they also complain that because of the COVID, so it's taking time for them to, do some of the things that you send to them for them to take charge of. So basically, that's why it's still having the, we are in the process of changing it.
Stephen, you have already started posting stuff on these handles that have Ishen's name on there. You've already started posting Nana Blue. You have at least 4 fresh things on Nana Blue that are there.
George, again, I'm saying the username is Ishon Online, which is not exactly Ishon. That's one. And again, the name, if you go to the Instagram page, the name of the account is Nana Blue. The username is the Ishon Online.
You're not getting me. I am looking at association. There is still that connection. Is there Ishen online there or not? And when we say Ishen online, the rest of us, which Ishen are we referring to? Which Ishen do we know?
So George, that's one thing that I have contacted Instagram, which the whole service belongs to make the change. But it takes some time for them to effect the change.
But Mr. Mensah, in every trade there is something called ethics. Don't you think ethically you should have waited and not posted anything there at all until this change is done? If you care so much about this artist as you have said today on this network?
Maybe on hindsight, I probably should have waited till the change has taken effect before posting Nana Blue's stuff on there. Maybe.
So would you want to delete them? You still have time. You can. You have your phone in your hands right now. You can just delete them now and keep it totally empty until the change is officially done. Would that be too much to ask?
I would talk to the rest of the team and discuss, and then we'll see what to do, of course.
How's your new artist taking all this? How's Nana Blue taking all this?
So when the team decided to do this, she wasn't excited about it, of course, just like you said. She also thought the same. I mean, in terms of like the fact that I've been using the account to promote Ishon, and so there's a thinking out there that the account belongs to her. So it wouldn't really put her well. So she didn't like it, but of course we convinced her about the fact that we think it's our product and we want to use it to be able to push her. But maybe on the hand side, as you said, we should have waited till the account name changed before putting her stuff there.
She says you left her penniless and that while she was with you, she played shows, and every time she played a show, because she thought you two were building something together and you were also romantically involved and all that, she didn't ask for a penny because she believed she was investing in her own career together with you, and she did admit you had put in some credible investment, some good investment, so she was supporting. So never took anything back. How true is this?
But Judge, I just said in my earlier submission that there were 2 occasions that I can remember that I sent a share of the revenue that comes in to her. I told you about the within issue, and I told you about the fact that there's another one that I sent it through her EcoBank account.
2 occasions.
Then I can remember.
So while you were together, she played only 2 shows?
George, I'm just saying that, I mean, there are more of them, but the ones I can even refer to right now is the one I'm just telling you.
So you mean you were giving her money regularly? Is that what you're saying?
George, again, there are things that if I say, I don't think it, or explain or give detail, it will not go in the benefit of the brand that I accept that we've all helped to create. It won't. There are things if I say, explain to in defense of some of the things that she said, it will not help me, it will help her. And again, I say, the things that she said, am I excited about it? No. So why would I also do the same thing by saying the same stuff? I think that might damage a brand. I don't think I need to do that.
If she paid the money that you asked for, will you release the social media handles to her?
Of course, in speed, like a seed.
So you would release the social media handles if she paid. How much are you asking for again? 50,000 or 120,000? Which is it?
Oh, but George, you just asked the general rep there.
Yeah. I think it was 50,000. That's how much you're asking for. So if somebody puts forward 50,000 today, you release all the social media handles to her. It's shared online and everything.
Yes, of course, exactly.
So what happens to the mail that you sent to Instagram already? You withdraw it?
That is a challenge, but I'm sure we'll get there. We can cross it.
We'll cross it indeed. I like that. Look, I'm going to end it here. My last question. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to. She says she cheated on you twice. Does that presuppose that you were romantically involved?
Again, I don't want to respond to issues of that nature.
Stephen, thank you very much. If there's any clarity that we need, would call you again. All right?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. So that was Stephen Mensah, former manager for the artist Asian. Nafi, what was your turn? You haven't spoken on this topic, so that we can get into our gospel discussion quickly.
In fact, I will pick it from the point where I am coming from. That is the gospel angle.
Mm-hmm.
I think if nothing
where
at all,
a lot of your people marry their
they are managers, and then I've seen, if nothing at all, I think I've seen more than 10 gospel musicians that this same relationship thing has gone bad, and we can mention a whole lot of the old ones, and then even the current ones as well. So to me, I think my little advice is that any lady out there or any guy out there that really is mindful of his or her business or for the music career, I think they should stay away from this kind of love affair thing, so that they can focus and then sign proper agreement and then work. Because immediately that comes in, and then let's say we got to a point where you don't want to continue the relationship. Now relationship is gone bad. Business also that maybe it can hold both of you. That one too, because now you guys are fighting, so everything it becomes nonsense, which is not nice. So I think everybody should just stay away from it and then just stay focused, sign proper agreement, and work as a professional people. And then we'll see how best we can.
We'll see exactly how best we can. Did you have a contract for the group No Tribe? Did you have a contract among yourselves?
No.
How many were you when you started?
No Tribe. The main idea was to project Lord.
Oh, really?
That was
No Tribe was set up to project Lord.
That was the initial plan.
Okay.
Then I was Nasi.
Okay.
So I realized all of us were in the same church, and because I even took him to the same church that I was, so I decided that how come some of the way we praise God in our church? Why don't I put this thing on record so that people will also get to know what is in my brother? So then I bought new mixer board and other things, and I started working on those. But after recording started the recording, everybody was saying that Nasi, no, you have to be part of it. So then I had to at least sing one song and then so.
Let's hear from Doc so that we can come to our gospel conversation. Doc, you have managed a number of artists. Have you been romantically involved with any of the?
Oh, he cried. He cried.
We'll get there. He can't. I'm waiting for the man to answer, so I know he has told the lie.
The man is trending. I like the man to see.
Doc,
I've been very emotional with my job, but not on the frontline sex position.
Okay.
and you see, I'm a bit sad. I'm sad for Stephen because you see, I'm an investor, and I see the kind of money that we put into artists and brands.
Yeah.
And looking at Steve, the struggle, the frustration of a young man putting finances together to lift a brand, believing that one day we shall all benefit, and then emotionally,
was that the only reason
things doesn't go? Yes, of course. I mean, if a young man sees a beautiful woman with a talent and decides to look for funds to lift the talent, of course, I'm building the talent for my future children's mother, and of course, and that perception or that mathematics alone can spur any young man to go and dig for gold at Obuasi to lift the career up from his personal level.
Yeah.
Because for me, Steve may not be a certified, in quote, music producer or artist manager of a sort, but he was emotionally attached to a particular brand, and in between that, he decided to then go further to invest into it. So the bedroom mathematics was there, vis-a-vis the business involvement also came in to play very good, the two. But what pains me actually is the fact that after all these years of even some of us sharing our cries, sharing tears for our misfortunes in not signing proper contracts, and we are saddled with situations of artists leaving us. The various examples in the industry. A young man will still follow the whole system again and then go into deep like this without signing the contract. And I have said it, and I don't feel shy about it. I said one of my biggest weaknesses in my job as a young man starting career in music was the fact that I didn't apply pure contract policies into some of the things. I was so emotional with several things that I did in those days, and it got me. It harmed me so much to the extent that that is why I feel the pain of Stephen, looking at where he invested and all that, to the extent of even the woman making all these assertions of cheated on him twice and all that. If an African woman comes to tell you that I cheated on you twice, if you do a proper postmortem or this thing, you will see that the two she's referring to is about 10. You see the whole thing?
No, I think in all fairness, that's unfair. I think that's unfair to it.
Because you see, anytime you arrest a thief and you ask him how many times have you been stealing, only one. But for all you know, there have been instances of 2 CD missing and 5 CD missing. All of them were not counted in. So for me, I feel the pain. And then here we are with also artists contractually or maybe coming to claim also the leftovers in terms of Instagram account and what have you. And then the young man, for me, that money he's asking for is coming from frustrated emotions. Because he's so much frustrated to the extent that he feels like, give me 50,000 cedis
and take everything away.
And take everything away. Which under normal circumstance, if you do pay calculations of what he's spending to the page, is peanuts. And so there's a bit of, and I like the question. The question for me, very good one. One is broken-hearted. The young man is broken-hearted, and he needs, at this point, I'm sure that he will need one of the best Roman Catholic fathers to really organize a special mass for him, and then he.
Doc, thank you very much. Here is Ishan Achia. We'll come back and talk gospel music. Stay on. It's 5 o'clock.
Hey, yeah.
Liable. Uncle Ken Adi Nasi is here, and Doc Quaye is also here in the house. We're going to be crossing over to the UK, where we're going straight to the phone lines to speak to songstress Diana Hamilton. Diana, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Oh, alive and well, and a very, very good evening. What's the time in the UK? 6 p.m.?
6 p.m. it is.
6 p.m. it is. And congratulations, you've been winning all the awards. Why?
I've been what?
You've been winning all the awards at all the award shows, from VGMAs last year all the way through to 3 music awards this year and all of them. What's happening?
I don't know, the grace of God, purely the grace of God.
Purely the grace of God. And I saw your performance at the VGMA COVID-19 Heroes concert. I think it was beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. So tell us, it's COVID-19 season. This coronavirus has sort of brought the world to its knees and, brought the economic motor of the world to some kind of a standstill. How is Diana coping out there in the UK?
Well, I think that everything God brings our way is for a purpose. And so for me right now, it's like regrouping, praying, waiting on God, kind of put a pen on paper, but most especially having some serious family time with the kids that is priceless. You don't get that often. They see you 2 days and you're off again to America or to Ghana or something. But then I'm just grateful that I got logged in when I was in the UK to be with the kids and the hubby, and yeah, so it's good. all things work together for good for them that love
the Lord. Indeed, that's how it's supposed to be. We've been having some debate on gospel music and crossing borders, going international and all that. A lot of your hit songs are in Chi. Do you think language is actually a barrier for gospel music from Ghana to cross over and go international?
Thank you for that question. I think the figures will show how far we've reached with the kind of works that we put out, and the kind of stages I have been on with a song like Muniyo or Watsem in Sanctuary Yankopon. And these titles I am raising are some deep, serious Ashanti words that might be a tongue breaker. But with gospel, I believe that apart from everything that goes on around it, the pivot, the basics, the foundation is Christ, who is God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. And so music, and gospel music for that matter, is a spiritual thing. And so it connects beyond our imagination. Somebody sees you lift a song like Nsencheni Nyankopo and can feel how far you're going. And this is evident in, like I said, the kind of stages I have been to. I was invited to an event in Holland. Half the crowd, more than half the crowd were Ghanaians. I have been on Noah Robinson, who was a Jamaican, his concert he called The Renewal, of which not even tend to be Ghanaians. Muniyo, the video, picked 3 Jump Music Awards, Music Video Awards, which is nothing Ghanaian. The kind of nominations we've had, African Gospel Music Awards. A Step Forward is a chat show in the UK headed by a Jamaican UK-wide gospel chat, and Muniyo topped the chat. And so I think that it's a spiritual thing, it's a packaging thing. We've given it subtitles, and the record shows that it's working. And so, yeah.
It is working. It is working. All right. We're not gonna, keep you on the lines for too long. Your fans are listening. If you have any special message for them around this time, any special encouragement. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people don't even know how to put food on the table tomorrow morning. And these are people that draw inspiration from some of your songs. What would you like to say to them?
I would like to say a very big thank you for the support we're getting from our fans. I call them my family, and the media industry players and everybody. And I want to tell them that this is a period we're going through. There's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. And so they should hold on to their faith, and be grateful to God for every single day that they get, and also continue to appreciate us and the products we put out. And if they hold us well, we will shine brighter. The world will get to see us more. So,
Diana, thank you very much, and may God continue to bless you and your ministry. And that is gospel songstress Diana Hamilton. And for those of you that may not know, her song Muniyo alone, posted about a year ago on YouTube, has close to 9 million views. Close to 9 million. I can tell you there are some worldly acts that don't even have up to 1 million. Yes, Sadiq, you were saying?
That's one of the biggest.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest. Yeah. All right, so gentlemen, let us get straight into our gospel conversation so that we don't run out of time. Now, Doc, let me start from you. How can we tell that an artist is good for the international market? A gospel artist, that is. What are those elements that shows that this one, Nasi, is perfect for the international market? Let's push Nasi.
Okay. I think that, first of all, before that, can be put together, first of all, we look at the brand, the individual. One, her stage, the individual stage presence counts. Her compositions, her ability to be able to give very good performances to the audience.
Yeah.
3 has to do with the plugins that the artist is involved in. 4 has to do with various collaborations that the artist is involved
with.
And then 6, of course, maybe has to do with also the effort or what the label is also putting into to lift the artist to another level. Now, I'm saying this and per examples of what we've seen happening. I have seen Don Mon with a Nigerian artist doing one collaboration, and the song, we woke up in the morning and it's everywhere. Okay?
Yeah.
The same time I have seen, what do you call it, this Nigerian, Chukuna Namabele, the song by the popular Chukuna Namabele song that Tim Godfrey. And then what's the other guy's name? The two of them.
Pray Oyede.
I'm talking about Tim Godfrey and then the other one.
Travis Green.
Travis Green. The two of them. I mean, do you know that even that song, what they did was a remix. And if you look at the kind of exposure they gave to that song, the song is, and even our own Joe Metal, for example, the kind of impact the young man has made across the globe with our gospel music. Even the Nasi sitting here, when we did Enyonyanka Yankopon, the praise. And I was privileged to be part of management as at that time.
And no tribe.
Of no tribe. Years back when we did that song.
So you put that shutter down because of money.
It was so huge. I'm telling you, in Amsterdam, in Germany, in the US, and everywhere, that was it. It is important for us to understand that the word international must start from a mindset that all of us must calculatively work on to get it there. You understand? It must start from a mindset, because for me, if any artist, gospel artist, moves from Togo and is given a platform to perform here at the Independence Square in Ghana, I see that as an international export. You understand? Because the artist, through one or two means, has been able to push her music into that particular area. Recently, we've seen Kenyan artists, South African artists, all of them trying to enter here, the gospel artists. Even Michael Bibe and all this, Bibe and all of them, with Celestine Donko and all of them. They've all tried to even come and do. Recently, we were here when Priyo Dede from Nigeria even came to stage an individual concert here, alone in Ghana. Now, this is how the industry is growing. And it is important for our artists, and that is the transition that gospel music is traveling on, which is making some of them difficult to appreciate and reason up and then chase up to the new dimensions and new systems of music which is happening across the world. And so the word international, which has been painted out there, actually exists, but it is important for the practitioners, for themselves to tune their mindset to where we are going, the practice, the systems, and the industry practices and systems that are there, the structure that are there to lift you to the top. I'm telling you.
Interesting.
You can't just wake up one morning and you say you are international and you are in Nigeria.
When international is not language.
It's not language, no.
Limited to language.
But George Quaye is here. You can ask him. Hey, Awilu, and all these songs. We've played these songs for you. All of them. There was that this magic system.
Premier Gao.
Premier Gao. Amolanga. Can you tell me the meaning?
But the fact that the song is popular here does not mean it fits into that global space that we are speaking. That global ecosystem is what we're looking at. I agree. From their country, once it crosses here, it may be international, but we're looking at that global echo, that space. You understand? Not you hit in Ivory Coast and you hit in Ghana, so you're international. No, that is not international.
You should hit in the top two.
Exactly. Because, anyway, let me bring Nasi into the conversation. Nasi, you are a gospel musician. You've been in the space for long, and you are one of the legends of the industry. What do you think the industry lacks to create brands like the Shatawalis, the Sarkodiyas, the Stone Boys, who are making inroads? And let's face it, if you make inroad into the United States of America, that is That is the cradle of showbiz. That is, you understand. So, what is it that the gospel space is lacking?
I think this whole conversation, as we started, one of my argument or one of the things that I said that follow. I mean, some managers that got people angry that they seem not to understand why I said that. And somehow I think last week or so, one of some of the guys, or even he personalized the whole thing as if I was talking to him, and he was even referring to when I was with Nasir, blah blah blah. But I didn't mention your name.
Oh, Frankie Five is upset.
No, it is not Frankie Five.
I'm just and I know Frankie Five was with Nasir, so
I didn't mention your name. Yeah. I said 90%. 90%. You may be one of the 10. Yeah. You know, so you don't need to take the thing. You see, I was. And one of the problems that we were lacking. Yeah. And Quaye here, he admitted that yes, sure, some of the things that he himself didn't do right. Now he is no more going to repeat that thing because he needs to get things done. Exactly. And I believe if Quaye has connection outside Ghana, that almost all his musicians that he has produced or like a sponsor, if he will be able to at least take them across. I mean, outside Ghana, let's say, look at the Nigerian market, so huge. Imagine even if you are playing on, let's say, 10 different Nigerian, even churches. It's a whole lot of. I mean, it's a big deal. Yeah. You see, but Quaye doesn't have that kind of deals. So now, one of the things that the gospel industry is really looking for is like. How do you call it? Promoters, yeah. And also publishers that will be able to at least get us there. Yeah. And that will be able to connect us. I have this connection here. I can link Nasir to play on this platform. You see, and also we ourselves. Most of us we do our songs in tree, and so. And Dinah said something that. The grace of God, language is not really the thing. I side with her, let's say 50 or 60%, because the gospel is you are preaching to somebody. So if I'm preaching to you and then you don't understand what I'm saying, that means I am making noise. It's not just music that, like, let's say jazz music that the guitar will be playing or sax will be playing and you just enjoy the rhythm and then you go. So sometimes you get to a point where you need to also break the lyrics down for somebody, the other person, to also understand. Because most people get into they write to us that they want to understand what is the meaning of Efatao. And that they want to understand. Yeah. So good. Good for Dinah. Most of her songs has the title. How do you call it? Subtitles. Yeah. So they can connect. The people can easily connect. So for you, language is important. I think it's part of it. It's part of it. Yes, it's part of the entire packaging. So one of the things we need to also make sure, even if we are recording the song or producing in Tree or Ga or whatever, we should try and then do the subtitling and also transcribing. That's it. Yeah. And also the new crop of managers that are coming in, they shouldn't just do the jobs that was done 10 or 15 years ago. They should be able to move from. Now we should see a different kinds of managers. Not follow. Not follow. We should be able to see the manager that will be able to go to Samsung and then talk to Samsung that get a deal for the artist. At the end of the day, we all enjoy. Yeah. We should be able to see the managers that will be able to travel all the way to Kenya and get a deal, or even not traveling to Kenya. At least you have some. But are those roles of record labels or roles of managers or roles of? The reason why I'm saying the reason why I'm mentioning managers because which record label are we talking about here? Yeah, we don't have any record label. So if I have Quaye is the only person that I know. That you know. So I wish Quaye will work 360. He should be able to at least have a little idea about everything and try his best to also get some other people to come in. In that case, Quaye would also go. Would you also be willing to give more than the 10% that artists give to managers per? See, Georgie, Me,
10 to 15%. Isn't that what the artists pay the managers? That's what we know. That usually for some
if my manager
globally, every artist manager is entitled between 25 to 30% of what the artist earns.
But it depends.
It's between 10 to 25.
Yeah,
often it's 25 to 30.
No,
you can check it.
It doesn't matter what the figure is. Bottom line, if you want the artist to do more,
what music managers
hold on. If you want the artist to do more and now play roles of record labels and executive producers and that, are you also willing to pay more than whatever the percentage agreement is?
As I sit here,
imagine
I'm working with Quaye, and Quaye has been able to get a deal of $1 million or $2 million.
That 20% is of that.
That 20% or 30% is nothing because he is working, and he knows that I'm also working because 247. I'm always in the studio creating new things. So when I am done with my part and I see you sitting down, then you are just killing my soul.
Manager. Talking about studio creation, let me bring Uncle Ken into the conversation. Uncle Ken, Alodia made a point in that interview that the sounds produced here were based on quality, were not good for international play or even international marketing. Even the quality of sound did not meet that standard. You are a connoisseur of very good music. We hear what you play on air, and you're very particular about sound. What do you make of this assertion?
He is in the industry, isn't he?
Yes, Alodia is in the industry.
So he must know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I do not follow the gospel space that much, but I think that I ask myself, the gospel musicians, have they declared an identity? Because I find that there's always this thing about we are propagating the gospel and we are not supposed to be doing serious business.
You are going there. Continue.
there's another part that's also about the commerce.
So I always have a problem with them. Like, what exactly do you want to do?
So the front is not too clear.
Yes, because it is never clear. Because somebody will come and tell you you have to have a calling to even be a gospel musician. That's what some of the top-ranking pastors say, that you need a calling to even be because what is it you're going to be doing? You're going to be evangelizing.
Exactly. Speaking to souls.
Yes.
Not just individuals.
So, when it comes to business, where gospel musicians are, you see, you made a point, a very good point about, what's the song? The Premier Gao tune.
Yeah.
Whether anybody understood the lyrics. Okay. Now, they are not propagating any gospel.
Yeah.
They are creating music for dance purposes. So they are very particular with their rhythm to get people swaying to their music. So one does not have to
understand
exactly to enjoy the music. But if gospel musicians tell me that their main aim is to propagate the gospel, then it means that whatever you're going to be saying to people must be understood.
Yeah.
So if you're a gospel musician in Ghana and the gospel that you're propagating, it's the same gospel that the American gospel singers will also be propagating. So it becomes very difficult, and that's where the production and quality comes in, because you go and put yourself amongst the top-ranked gospel musicians who have quality musicians backing them, and the quality of sound is such that if you do not match it, nobody's going to get you to come on that stage. I really love the gospel musicians when they are in concert, because you can feel the music and the musicianship, you know, and then you see the front man who is the singer or the vocalist, and the way the person is able to control the crowd and get the crowd.
Exactly.
It all comes in.
Yeah.
So it's a very difficult thing, and the management of it is such that I don't know. I honestly don't know. The management of a gospel musician in this country, for the gospel musician to get there, it's something I think about, and I say to myself, wow. Yeah, because the identity, first of all, is the musician going to be business-like? Or the musician is going to be more involved with church matters and stuff like that? Because you see, eventually, what has been happening, Quaye, recently, I understand some church pastors saying that any musician who charges to play in a church is a demon.
That was a slip of tongue. No, some of these things.
I hope so.
I think sometimes we have to speak the truth. If you're a pastor, you stand in front of the congregation and you say that to a musician.
Yeah.
You also you are demon.
Exactly.
Because those are some of the things. Yes. Because it's in the Bible. Last week I was showing George Quaye some of the quotations. See, when you bring your tithe to the church,
right?
The musicians are. See, God said they should be kept in the church.
Exactly.
And the people that should benefit from the tithe are musicians, the pastors, the gatekeepers, and all these people. So when now let's say the pastors are the only people that are benefiting from the tithe. Fine, I understand. I have my other businesses. I don't live in the church. But me like this, I have a history where I live in the church. I do everything in the church, but nothing, no pay. So at the end of the day, when you stand in front of congregation with all the pains that you people are taking musicians through, and you still say that musician, if you're a musician and you receive pay, you ask the church to pay you, you are demonic or that's a big insult. He should be able to, he should apologize.
I don't know what became of that matter. I think he apologized.
I think most big pastors came out and then they even condemned that.
So that's why we came to there. It was a slip of tongue.
I just got a message from Celestine Donko's manager, or should I say husband? Yes. Should I say husband or manager?
No, manager. Manager is fine.
Manager is fine.
Yes.
And is he the husband as well?
Yeah, he's the husband. Okay. But let's maintain the manager for the purpose of the show.
Okay, all right.
Nancy knows why.
He says, "Hello, GQ. Yes, it is true that our tree songs are breaking borders. But the question is, do those tree songs get sung in our church services like we do to other songs sung in international languages? My point is, if we really want to make impact globally, then we have to rethink language. Possibly a blend of languages might do better. Gospel song ministers better to the audience if they can relate. That is what language does easily." And that's from Kofi Donko. Sadiq, do you agree to this?
Yeah, I do. I mean, as much as I also agree with the fact that I think every gospel song also has in court the spirit and letter of it. You know, just sometimes you can be overtaken by the spirit even before you begin to realize what exactly you're talking about. I mean, it's happened a number of times, and that's why you would have people, I'm sure, who will speak about their miracles relative to a particular song, even where they didn't really understand the language, the text of it. But by moving to the spirit and having a certain belief, you could. So I believe that gospel songs fall in that category of songs that could also be listened to because of the vibe of it, how it was created and everything, and not limited to the language. However, we know when you look at it, there are a lot of cases to show to see that a certain tap into a language that resonates widely with a certain people, a group, could push you further. It's like easier. So that's why when you look at, interestingly, everybody thinks that in Africa, the group or the people that get the most streams or on the digital platforms are, say, the Nigerian musicians. But no, it's the Francophone boys and the North African boys. Why? Because they have a certain uniformity in language. Arabian language brings that large demographics together. So you see the Moroccan boys getting a lot more streams. You see the Francophone boys get a lot more streams. I mean, there's a lady called Ayana Kamura, Malian based in France, for instance. She's averaging 400 million plus streams. Yeah, in Africa. You know, so the language helps too, and English is the widest, the commonest spoken language, and it's easier. Reggae, everybody thinks that reggae not come for certain, but one of the things that may have pushed it is a certain resonation to the language. Even if it's patois, there's a certain I mean, and then there's an English part of it. I know how, for instance, in Jamaica, the purists, reggae purists, for instance, keep calling Bob Marley a sellout because he had to actually sing in
English to be accepted.
You know, that's the purist reggae people, because
and Sadi, not that there's an argument that has also been made even for our Nigerian brothers. That the English or even the pidgin, you know, and all that, you know, that is what is making them cross borders better than we are.
So I mean, so yes, language, and I know there used to be that oft-repeated term, as in music is a universal language. And so, yeah, but when people say it,
and
they're talking about it in the technical term of music. I mean, the language you use to write music, every music has its written part of it. It's supposed to have.
And you know something, let me
go quickly to the phone lines. We have a Laudia on the line, and then when we come back, we'll continue. You know, he's in the UK and they're on lockdown. Their curfew time will start soon. Laudia.
Yeah, George.
Charlie, how be?
Charlie, not too bad though. Are they inside small?
How's the lockdown in the UK treating you? I hear, it's been released small.
Yeah, small. They're going to what happened? I think from Monday we'll be all right. So we're just waiting for them to come and give us what they got. So hopefully Monday I think will be much better than what we're into right now.
We are discussing the Ghanaian gospel music industry. You know, you had an interview recently, and in that interview, you raised some very important thoughts. I'm looking at an assertion you make. You said that some gospel musicians are very troublesome when they are taken outside to perform. Do you have any particular experience with any of our gospel acts? And exactly what do you mean when do you say troublesome?
But you want to raise another thing.
Oh no, not at all.
Like I said, it's true. You know, sometimes if you're talking to them about the contract, me and Quaye, we had some really bad experience that we did one of the gospels that we did. The contract that we had with them when they got here, and we have to change the contract because they said that's not what I said, but I know that's what I said. You understand? And that I have to spend extra, let's say extra 7,000 or 8,000 more for their payment. And I really wasn't happy with it, but it's happening already. So I said, you know what, don't worry, I'll do that, and I did it. But that wasn't the agreement. And sometimes when they get here to, let's say you go a contract with them saying that any church that they will go to, you need to know, because at the end of the day, it's because of you, that's what they in the country. If anything happens, the government will hold me. So if you know you go a church that you need to go, let us know, because we book churches for them as well. The time you realize that you got church, let's say on the second example, then the artists have arranged another church for the same date.
Wow.
You understand? And I had a fight with one of the gospel artists that was so bad that I don't want to mention the name, but it was really bad experience for me. Very bad experience.
So wait, let me understand this. When you book them to make appearances at churches, you charge the churches for that appearance?
I don't charge the churches. They get the money. I don't even get the money. They get the full money, and also they sell their CDs. So they gain. But at the end of the day, because the relationship I got with the pastors, I would tell you know what, on this day, maybe Kofi is coming. On this day, Kwame is coming. You understand? So that I'll have the relation, because they help me to promote the show as well. But you will call artists and say, listen, you're going to Calvary on Sunday. You will say, oh, I love you, blah, 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 blah. Then I have to call the church and say, you know what, because of one or two reasons, the artist can't make it. Then I look a bit like I don't know what I'm doing. You understand?
Alodia, you also mentioned that their sound that they produced, the quality is not up to international standards. Exactly what did you mean by that assertion?
Yeah, if I say the quality, not the sound of the song, you know, the language barrier. For instance, if they sing, it's all based on chi. So if I'm doing the show, then it's only the Ghanaian community that I'll get to come to the show. But look at the way, let's say Dinah Hamilton, obviously she based here. When she listen to her song, she blended. And I mentioned Joe Meta, the same thing. You understand? So if I'm doing a show with Dana or Joe, I'll get more people. Let's say Ghanaians will come, South Africa, Congolese, Kenyans, they all come. But if you choose the typical tree, then it's only Ghanaians that will come.
All right, Alodia. We're not going to take too much of your time. When are you back home? Of course, after borders, everything is lifted.
After lockdown. Yeah, but George, one thing that I got to say, if we're saying something, it's not that we're trying to be negative. We're trying to advise them, because if they do good song, it will help us and them as well. So they should listen to what we say. They shouldn't take in the bad side. You understand? Because we are the ones that will correct them. You understand? So if we say something, they should just think about it and do the right thing. That's all I got to say.
Don't go yet. I've got Nasi in the studio, and Quaye is also sitting right here in the studio. Which artist did Quaye bring to come and cause the trouble?
I know Quaye will be able to mention the names, but me, I'm out of it.
Well, don't go yet. Nasi says he has a question for you, so hold on and listen to Nasi. Nasi, go ahead.
Hello there.
Yes,
you know now, for almost about a month now, this whole change of gospel musicians getting things done properly, we are all trying to adjust to the new system. So why can't you also position yourself as an agent for some of these gospel musicians, so that you will be able to help us push our product outside, Ghana?
Nancy, well done. That's a good question. What I've done for the past 6-7 months, I've done a lot of research how we can get our songs to the international market. And I've been talking to the secular ones, especially Shatta. I've been talking to Shatta a lot because I've done a lot of stuff that I know we can get there. So it's something that I'm doing. Me, myself, Aquaba and West Coast, we even want to come to Ghana and do a press conference and invite all the musicians. So we will put things on the table for you guys to know that this is what we want. This is how, if you go about it, you will be able to hit the international market. So you will definitely see us. We're coming for that.
Thank you.
That's good.
You don't have any message for Quaye? He's right here.
Oh, Quaye, they said yesterday we spoke. It's my main man, so pick up to him. He's doing a wonderful job, and you too.
All right, Alodia, thank you very much. We'll connect again.
All right, thank you.
All right, cheers, man. Bye-bye. And that's Alodia for Alodia. Which artist did you take to go and
I think one of the things
which artist did you take?
We've taken a number of them.
Which one is Alodia referring to?
That one, for contractual obligations, we are looking for industry solutions, and from where we are, it will be unfortunate to saddle the system again.
But the artist is still in the industry.
The artist is
it a group or an individual?
I think that when you take an artist to London, what we did was that in the course of this international thing, so we established what we call the Praise the Lord concert in London.
Oh, okay.
Where every year, because there was this issue of Ghanaian artists, gospel artists going to UK and performing in churches alone to Ghanaian communities. So there was this big auditorium at Wood Green, God Solution Center. And then we put the place up. It's a big place in Wood Green. And then we decided that we're going to put that as a marketplace. Every year we take about 6 of the gospel artists and then we put them, market them so that they can begin having this exposure. They create a demand for it. And so we started for almost about 5 years. But then when individually they enter UK and then the family starts calling them, then for us that took them there to UK, they try to play smart. So for example, if you tell them that maybe you are performing in this church and then you have some secret pastor too somewhere, also trying to play around the artists, telling them to come here because thinking that they'll be able to make some more money here and all that kind of thing. And so this thing continued over and over. And for one example, we did a show in Wembley. We lost almost about £18,000 on that day. And that is the end from that day that we have not been able to organize the Praise the Lord concert again. We did for almost about 5 years.
I think the last Praise the Lord concert you did was in 2014.
Exactly.
And that one had Joyce Blessing, Gift Your Say, Uji. Which of them? I wanted more money. So you know it is one of these things. Oh, we said we have information. Was it OJ? Gift Your Say or Joyce Blessing?
It was President's. No, but see, George, because of our time, 3 or 4 things has been mentioned on the table, and which for me represent the strongest basis for the argument and the discussion. 1, we are discussing market. You see. 2, we are looking at funding. You see. 3, we are possibly looking at maybe the brands and the management that comes with it. From where I sit, George, I can tell you on authority, and then also the acceptance, the artists. Uncle, the reason why we have this problem for most of the gospel artists to accept, because you see, you talk to these people, they say they are doing ministry. You talk to another group of persons, they say they are also in the industry.
Right.
The reason why majority of them are afraid to use the word industry is 1, has a hypocritical outlook. Because the person believes that if I use the word industries, I'm a part of the industry, then suggestively it means that I'm following money.
Right.
So it means that I'm business oriented, because of my business.
Yeah.
You see, so there are some who will prefer saying that I am a gospel minister, supposed to mean that they are only there to win souls to Christ. And that this has been the court to which is really tearing some of the way forward in going seriously. Is tearing the things apart. And this is creating the identity problem. Because you see, one of the things that surprises me is that the same persons, we've also had some pastors also labeling some of these gospel artists as maybe not doing ministry work, but they are following money.
Right.
And then I did a little background check, and I realized that the same individuals who are complaining that our local artists who are here, gospel ministers who are here, and they are doing good, and they are labeling them, the same people are able to go to and pick Sinach, bring Sinach to Independence Square, and pay Sinach $15,000.
Why?
Put her at
20,000 and
why?
Pay her at put her at a big hotel, and then give her V8 to drive with police motorcade.
Have you asked yourself why?
I think you should listen to Uncle Ben's question.
The reason I'm coming, and so I asked myself why. Is it that maybe Sinach is more religious than Jometo, or Sinach is more religious than Kobitapo, or maybe Sinach is using a different Bible which doesn't have John 3:16. I stand for correction.
No, but don't you think quality of sound counts?
Quality of sound counts. Uncle, I beg to differ on this one. If we were talking about in those days, and even in those days, I can confidently tell you that the lives of persons like Yasapon were giving us one of the best sounds today. If you like, go and play Yasapon, your quiet country, just say Abobiachi Joseph. Find fantastic sound, authentic. Kofi Abraham, play Kofi Abraham's song today, and you will still feel a music with that quality of an international standard. You understand? So it is not about sound. It is a general mentality. And what we came to believe, our forefathers saying that everything that is being given done in the church is supposed to be free. And so the free mentality that came into the church entered into the minds of a few individuals. That really broke a lot of people. It was the reason why gospel music in Ghana did not even start as a business. It was the reason. Only few artists such as Mary Ganza, Stella Dugan, all these people, they were following ministers through crusades, and when the people are preaching, they call them to come and help them to sing at crusade. Their music were not recorded for commercial purposes. It was coming from a transition.
Okay.
It is the reason why I'm saying that from where we have come with this situation, the general mindset must all change. I'm telling you, you have good managers. But you see, Uncle, from the business point that we came in, from our point, from Big Ben, John Mensa Sapons, and all the likes, we were subsistence or domestic businessmen who had some little money, and we feel like there's a particular business that we can tap into it.
Right.
So they tap into it, they got what they want. The aspect of international wasn't their focus.
No.
Because it wasn't their focus.
Exposure, what they need.
Exactly. Let me tell you, as at the time an interfree year was coming to even Accra to do interview on Adisimoja, that young lady has already sold 20,000 copies in Kumasi. Exactly. So with such a person, if you go and tell her about international, she looks at you like you are joking.
Yeah.
Because the purpose to which she recorded the product is achieved.
So hold on. The point you're making is that the beginnings is part of the problem.
The beginning.
That's it. Let me bring Sadiq into the conversation right now. So the beginning is part of the problems. We've identified that. We've also identified the fact that, look, very few of us are crossing over. How can we move it to the next level and make inroads internationally for our gospel space?
Ordinarily, it should have started from an industry perspective where we would have defined where we are going as an industry. But in the absence of that, it comes back to individual talents and decisions and ambitions. I mean, you determine what's international for you. I mean, somebody would say that her international or his international is to get 10 million streams across for a particular year, and he wants to be able to get it. Of course, I mean, from Ghana, diaspora, and other countries.
Yeah.
So that's their own KPI.
Yeah.
Somebody as well will be able to decide that, okay, last year there was a famous Burna Boy story on Burna Boy, feature on Burna Boy, how when they realized that from the North America spaces they had about 20 million streams a previous year, and then they planned that the next year they are going to put in certain things to ensure that they get 100 million streams. Now, even by September last year, before the end of the year, they're averaging 89 million streams from the North American spaces alone.
Yeah.
You know, so there it should be tied to it, like you're saying. If initially, when you say international, it was that you release your songs in the two biggest music markets, US or Japan, and it trickles down.
Yeah.
You know, that's one. But now we're equating it more to the sales part of it, which is the streams that you get.
Your online presence and people that are accessing you from everywhere else in the world.
Determine, and your ambition and your objective in what you get would to a large extent drive even the kind of sound and music you do. So there was this, was a guy from Tanzania, Diamond Platform. He wanted to find a way to get access into the francophone space, which he's realized that it's a very viable market. He does a collaboration with a young Congolese guy called Nosby. And then and then from there, he dropped a number of songs that have a certain level of similarity to the sound that existed in that particular spaces. Bisakede, the moment he probably realized that the francophone spaces, with its hub being Ivory Coast and Paris, was going to be a point for him to get that more streams. He tapped into it.
Yeah.
Last year, he was one of the artists that got the most streams from Ghana on Spotify. 40 million streams.
When people were here saying his career is dead.
40 million streams. But, I mean, we don't go to Ivory Coast, for instance. They like highlights.
They like highlights, and they love the songs. It gives you dancing.
So, in the absence of a general industrial target, industrial target ordinarily in other markets, where they do is that they're able to form non-state organizations made up of industrial bodies. So you could have Musica, you could have another union of musicians, you could have GAMRO, you could have the events people, just to have a 360 understanding of industry. Now this group will not only lead the thought leadership element of industry, but they will be able to set clear agendas. So these same people would obviously also include the likes of international gatekeepers like Alodia, Dennis, and all of that, and how they can continuously create a demand for the music internationally. It's instigated, it's pushed. If you are not able to push it from an industrial perspective, you can push it from an individual perspective. So then now it comes back to the person. If the talent is used to or fine with selling the 20,000 in Kumasi and playing a number of shows every weekend in Kumasi, and the person is fine with it, that's fine. But if the talent, for instance, wants to be also a Jomoto or Nasi, create that music that will give them that crossover appeal as much as possible, and they are willing to put in everything into it to activate the music globally and earn from it via the streams and the shows they play, so be it. But there's a strategy how. There are a lot of cases on how you can do that from very, very, smaller markets and
right.
That.
All right.
Once they tap into it, why not?
That's the secret. Okay. We're out of time, gentlemen. Let me say thank you very much. But Uncle Ken, any final wrap up for us?
No, I think
yes,
I think that the musicians should be able to be very clear on their identity that they want to
propagate.
And work towards it.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that. But if you are torn in two minds as to where you stand, there will always be these problems.
There would always be those problems. Let me see if I can do just about 3 or so messages. This one says, "Hi George, I'm enjoying the high life tunes." That's Margaret Pawani. Oh, I think this came way earlier when DJ Wubete was partying. So let us go for a few of the latest. This one says, "George, ask Nasi, why is the gospel not attractive to the corporate world, and why don't we get endorsements and brand ambassadors, because there's a huge market they can tap into." That is a message from Issy. I think a lot of the things that we've said here also speak to that as well. This one says, that's pretty long. Okay. I like to know the lyrics of a song, please. If you go to Canada and US and UK, only in Ghana, Ghanaian community come to your show. You have not yet gone international. If you go to these same countries and a lot of different nationalities come to your show, then you have gone international. Language helps. English is first, followed by French. Sentiment apart. Artists who can speak English can speak pidgin English. Celine Dion changed from French to English because globally English is more widespread than French. Okay, that's strategy right there. Okay, this one says, Hi, GQ. In my opinion, we don't need to sing in English in order to get that international exposure. Music is universal, and if it's good, it's good. Okay, that's a long one from Quaye Brew Ufuri, listening in from Chicago. Let me see if I can do some of your messages that have come in on Twitter. This one says, if I was Nana Blue, I wouldn't agree. Okay, the account is verified. That is why they are fighting over it. Okay, this one says, okay, sorry, I didn't mention the name of the person. That was from John Zwenis. John Zwenis sent that one in. Malam Tonga says, in this life, one needs to limit his expectations because the world is full of disappointments. And that's, okay, that's from Malam Tonga. Ignatus Obeng Amwakun says, I believe since Jane and Ben's Daughters of Glorious Jesus, Susie and Matt and Hanamafu days, Ghanaian gospel music hold no spirituality and international connections. Okay, this one from the Kingdom Ministry says, George, I honestly don't understand Patience Nyako, but now I do. She is very fun to be with. Okay, gentlemen, I'll say thank you very, very, very much. Oh, Doc, you want to say something? Yeah.
You see, for all our gospel faithfuls out there,
yeah,
if there's anything we need to fight for, we need to fight for one common front.
Yeah.
We need it now.
Yeah.
Let every young artist, newcomer artist also understand. From my little observations, it looks like most of our artists, they want everything quick. Quick fame, quick money, quick hits, everything today and everything. It takes a time to be able to build a brand.
Yeah.
And therefore, let all of us come together and look out for, especially with the dispensation of international, which is looming before all of us.
I get you.
We only need to come together, build strong bodies, and then be able to champion our cause. Nobody can do it for us except our individual self, because gospel will still remain number one.
Thank you very much. This one says, George, please wish General Marcus of Akko's hit fame a super happy birthday for me. One of GH finest reggae dancehall acts of all time. Let's celebrate them while they are alive. Nasi, we're going.
Yes, sir. I will just talk to my colleagues that Bible just made it clear to us that we should go in the world and preach the gospel.
Amen.
So we going through the world is not going to the cities. So if the time has come for us to move away from Ghana and then go to other nations and also preach to them, I think we should. The common language we can, use is the English language. As much as we blend it with our Twi or Ewe or Ghana, so we shouldn't be too rigid that okay, we can't use the English language or we can't use whatever we.
Yeah.
So that's my little advice for all of them.
Thank you very much. His name is Nasi. Earlier you heard Kwesi Ernest, and of course Sadiq Abdullah Abu was also with us. Not forgetting Uncle Ken. Thank you also very much for being a part of today's show. Next time you hear my voice on this network, it's going to be Monday evening for the first edition in the month of June for the Late Night Express. We're going to be here from 10 p.m. You don't want to miss that one. Show produced by the man Philip Nye. Special thanks to the world's most wanted DJ, the highest paid DJ, Wubete. Not forgetting the man on social media, Selwyn.